G'day, today we're going to have a look at the weekly challenge in Mini Motorways. This one is set in Wellington, so I can't imagine we're going to be hanging around for long. Buy one, get one free. All weekly choice upgrades are doubled, like that. Sounds like a new way of wording that. New picture. Motorways require road tiles. Okay, speed limit is increased on bridges. Not a big bridge level. I think we've only got Lambton Harbour as a place to cross. The Amu Arangi. Maori words are generally pretty sound like they're spelt. Aum Arangi. That's definitely going to be Rangi. Ai. Ai? Ai Rangi? They separate out their A and I, or do they do them together? Maybe it's Ai. Ahu Mahi Rangi. Ahu Ahi Ma Rangi. Maybe. Mount. I'll get there one day. That's a real little predicament that puts us in, that guy. We appreciate having a circular destination off the jump, though. Let's sort of speed up our points. Don't know about the layout I've done there, though. I guess these two guys, because they're just directly attached to what is the road, which is this guy at the back. He's the road, and these two are driveways, maybe? What I could do, I was going to say, I could give him a roundabout. Well, that's a weird little separation that we're now getting. That I don't mind. Okay, so what we could do with that guy is we can then need a tunnel. Really, these three guys in the middle, I think we want to shift to the lower guy. And then what we can do is these three on the outskirt, we can run up and around the top of this guy at the top. And then they can be his support. And then we just hope that we get other houses up there. Great, there's our two tunnels. Run that up that way. Get rid of that. Real clean logic, these two guys. Ooh. Better way to do that, we'll just leave them as is. I'll go that way actually, let's leave that space available. This guy sits in a similar space to this back one. Really, we would want a roundabout like here. These guys to operate in. Part of me thinks I should do it. Just for the, essentially the availability of roundabouts that I'm going to have. Let's get rid of that. Keep those guys separate. What we can then do, I think, is get rid of these two guys at least. Let's cut that guy up. We don't have any... We do not have any bridges yet, but really a bridge would speed up these guys if we get to run them through the water. I don't think I've ever wondered before about whether it has any impact what side of the destination the color is based on the side of the destination that the houses are entering. Do they always go to that far side, or will they park anywhere? I think they normally will just park anywhere, so it's pretty inconsequential. To me, logically, those cars should want to park close to the destination, like where that guy's parked, because we want you're sort of just stopping. It's both a combination of convenience to you in where you're parking and convenience to your proximity to the front door. One of the smoothest starting points I feel like I've had in Wellington. It usually goes pretty bad pretty quick. But I mean, usually we also start on around Mount Victoria. Okay. So I think what we want to do now is we want to put a roundabout there. This is going to be... Or does this guy change that? Let's get rid of that again for a brief moment. Actually, there's no real good spot to get a roundabout in here. It would have to be all the way down there. What we could do is, let's say we'll bring that guy in. Let's just cut him separate. I can join him. Still don't have a bridge though. Really what we want to do is we want to get these guys to cut across into that spot. I don't know how logical that is as a move. These guys we can cut in there, and I mean we can just connect them like that for now either way. There's our bridge. What we can do is we can have this guy put in like that. Be nice to see more of those houses in this section, but maybe see lucky. So really what we want then is going to be, we want a roundabout somewhere in the vicinity of here. Now going for some real high shots. We've got a second bridge, so let's cut him sort of close as we can this way. Okay, so that change there means that we can get rid of this. These three guys can now go support him. Get rid of that. Then we want to make two changes, I think. And we're going to need a bridge. So it's going to be this bridge we're going to claim. We're going to have this guy come straight down and connect there. We're going to have this guy go up and run around the top of him. In there. And what we're going to do is run this guy up. And we're going to cut him towards the water as fast as we can because they'll move faster on the water. You really want to get some, oh boy. Really want to get some roundabouts, more prevalent in our setup. There's a few guys that could benefit. What we need to do right now, I think, is connect that guy and then connect this guy. Obviously, we don't want that one guy after all of this by himself. So what we're going to do is, so we're going to cut back, but we can't cut to make its own. So we're going to use ready orange is their support. Existence of this house here should do that. I think means that we can do this. All of those green cars are out. This is an absolute marathon distance these guys are going for. I think we need the tunnels, because with those tunnels what we can do is we can just cut them that way. Just separate those two guys. Really want to connect this third yellow house to here, but I do want to do it with a roundabout. That's why I haven't connected it. It's sort of almost like a reminder that I want roundabout in there. This little neighborhood here. I think it's a contender for my first motorway. Because it'll mean this yellow can connect in. Not that it's necessarily needed. This pink is also, would be nice to give them one, but there's no real room because anywhere where this neighborhood is on the wrong side of this mountain. The fact that you can see that there are guys sitting at home in this green cluster here, is actually a good sign that these guys aren't as bad off as they look. It's just that when a package arrives, that car has to start a journey that they're not going to finish for a long time. We get close to being able to cut these two yellow houses off this setup because these three guys are so close that I don't think we even need them. Let's get rid of it for now. Let's make this road just run a little bit more across. Okay, so let's just suddenly do another shift. What we were building here, we're going to make that go straight up. We're then going to cut that, and we're going to, these guys whip around in there. We can also give them a roundabout. It's this guy as well. We have so many motorways that I think that really what we want to do is take a motorway from here and drop him nope. Okay, let's pause for a second. Swing him up, swing that guy down. Now we've added another house to this setup, which isn't good. The question that I have is, if we were to put a motorway here, where could I get it to? There. We can do that as a first little just... The fact that more greenhouses are going to this network section there is not good. See this guy struggling. What we need to do is we need to make a few different neighborhoods to this. So I think that we can get rid of this. These two guys are now fully dedicated that way. Those four guys are now dedicated to this one. Still getting more to this guy. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a motorway there. We're going to bounce him to there. So that we've got both... kind of what we want. We want that in there. That to there. We almost have enough now that what we can do is... Almost. We can now do that. Rid of that for a second. It's a really nice get, that guy. Yeah. I'm gonna make that guy face down, and then we'll put this there. Up over there. And also what we can do is that. We're gonna make these two separate. I've completely ignored this guy into incredible danger zone. Okay, we're gonna get rid of that connection. Like these four guys, we're gonna bounce them straight up there. Hopefully fast enough that that guy doesn't sink. We need to come up with an idea for that pink at the top as well. Now, because he sits so low, that's probably our one chance to get this in the vicinity of close to those guys. But no, even then, like... What if we moved that to here? Really, we want to get this... I want to get that somewhere over here. Wanted that. We can't swing up at all. Doesn't feel like we've got a clear option for how to fix that guy. He's got the house he needs, he just doesn't have the speed. It does feel too that we need to bring a little bit more pink support down there. Now that's a really handy little setup for pink. That guy wanting. What's also nice is that we can take these two guys and we could give them a motorway that runs to the top. We've got a roundabout too, so we could sort of do a setup like that. These two guys up to there. How close could we get? Well, these guys we could hop to there at least. I think we can get them in the vicinity of where we actually want them. We can get them to give support. Although, what we possibly should do is correct this. Did that guy just appear? I just lost my connection. Okay, so those guys now got to jump back that way. It's a nice green get down there. A good orange get for this guy that had problems. Really don't need this roundabout anymore either. It's not serving any purpose. They can just sort of turn straight down. Green doesn't look particularly good though, and again I think it's just the distance that the majority of his houses are needing to travel. See, this guy's gone at circular. Put in a roundabout there at least. nothing else at least has a lot of houses available to it. I think what we'll do, I'm gonna have to get rid of that roundabout. Oh, so we're gonna move it, but that guy's possibly taking its real estate. I don't think we can get it in there. Someone moving that just that little bit will allow that house to get connected. These guys can go in there. These two. The fact that this guy's running on gave space for one more as well. The fact that guy's running on what, 4 houses is pretty good too. Surely needs a little bit more support. Great gets for this pink, to the extent that I would probably say that we don't need this pink for this guy anymore. There's like green surging at the moment. It's handled pretty well. This guy, I realize I missed the boat on giving this guy a roundabout. We definitely need to give him that 3rd house. Nice hybrid little setup here that if we either need a if we needed a network for both green and purple, it would be our guy. And the green, this guy. He also has the option to be the green for the guy straight up from him. This pink up here is still our problem. I'll work out if there's anything that we can do with green down the bottom to help clear out pink's problem. I mean, we can take these 2 guys and give them a network that swings back and nowhere near it. Sort of as close as they can get. Let's again look at this. So if we go from that point, we can get all the... No, we can get there. We just can't get that 1 square up. Okay, great. So if we point these guys down and then tell them to get to there, we can do that. And then we can tell this group of guys to go and support as well. And our only thing would be that we just can't use the roundabout. Should be using this green, that guy. When it comes to this guy, I don't know if we can get him more support. We can try taking on that little group of 3. And you can see guys are moving from there, so he definitely has supply needs. Problem is that it's just a nightmare to get away from that guy too, so the traffic in, traffic out of that setup is a problem. Still have some motorways, so let's hop these guys from there to there. Get them to go help this guy out. This purple there that we should be certainly using this guy as well. Yeah. Let's get this guy to back that way. So red and green are both having a current little surge. It's causing problems for everyone. There's no way I can connect any other reds to this setup here. I've got this group of 3 red over here that I just don't have a well, I don't have a motorway, but also they'll be blocked by this. So green's starting to calm down a little bit. Purple's also going. I'd say we're close to the end here, but let's see if we can hit 5k at least. You can see the mess that's now being created here. I'd say possibly by it's either by the inclusion of purple. That's what I want. Let's chuck that in there. See if that helps everybody out. It is red that's going to sink us. I can't get that red unless we do another shift of purple. That guy can then come across there and help out. These guys have fully stopped. I guess confused by the inclusion of the motorway or someone. There we go. Okay, so they're waiting for the last person to use the clear road to go, and then suddenly they all surged. Motorway, not motorways, roundabout's been known to do that. I'm glad that's not the one that sunk me. We hit 5k, but it did definitely escalate. Let's see how we're going. 3 days to go on this one. We are the 1%. It's always nice to see. 27. There we go. We're back in the winning books. Any questions or comments, feel free to chuck them below. And until next time, catch you later. See ya.